Japan will face France in the first few matches of U20 and will get absolutely humiliated because Japan has been put together in a group along with France, and we got to know this by none other than Saitoshi himself, who is joining Japan's team but only under one condition. But while all of this is happening, Nagi's fate takes a turn and it seems like he's going to come back, but not the way you might be expecting. Because Barattuta offers Nagi a chance to come back to Blue Lock, but under only 3 wild conditions. First, he has to give a test, just like the wild card. Second, he has to dedicate his life to this Tanuki. That means all the legal contracts and everything, his life as a footballer will belong to this man and not to Ego or to Blue Lock. And third, he has to become a player who opposes Ego and corners him into giving up, showing that his methods are wrong. Now those are some pretty wild conditions, and Barattuta's main plan is to take Ego down and be the representative of Blue Lock, but Nagi obviously rejects him, even after getting a chance to go back. Why? Because he simply respects Ego and what Ego has created. Even Nagi's peak is Ego's creation, and Nagi is completely irrational here. If Ego was never there, nothing would have worked out, and that dude is literally the glue that is keeping all these egoists stick together and work towards one goal. Although it does seem like Nagi denies his offer, I don't think so Barattuta will give him up simply because he came to Nagi with some purpose. The total number of players who can play for Japan in U20 are 26, and the last 3 players will be decided by Barattuta personally under the said conditions. And Nagi is one of them, because even if he denied after what Nagi had done, I don't think so Barattuta will just leave him be, but convince him or negotiate in simpler terms and bring him back. But it won't be instant or it won't be simple, but a comeback is for sure. The other candidates I see him bringing back are Tokimitsu, because he is a top player and was really relevant. Nishioka, because this dude is hyped for too long but never shown properly after being called Aomori's Messi. Maybe Igaguri, because he's also relevant and fan favorite. But most importantly, and the perfect candidate for this criteria, has to be Kira, who will suffice all 3 conditions instantly. I don't get Kira's point of coming back after literally 300 chapters, but he can be brought back just to mess up the team in U20. And him being an anti-ego since day 1 and Japan's jewel fits him perfectly in this category. Because right now Japan is at a very dicey situation because it's getting grouped with France, Nigeria and England. And Japan has to either be first or the second group to qualify further, and the straightforward answer is that Japan is going to be second. We can consider that Nigeria and England might be tough challenges for Japan, but in no way Japan is beating France in the first few matches, man. Because Loki has never played an entire match and still had the speed and feats to block Kaiser's goal and not give Isagi even a moment to think and strategize. If he plays for an entire match along with Charles, it's game over for Japan, man. It's game over for any team, I guess. So making them the final boss of U20 fits perfectly, and putting them in this group also does well because Japan will get a glimpse of what France actually is, because even Barattuta is scared when he hears that France is getting grouped with Japan. But while all of this is happening, Barattuta gets a call and Saitoshi tells him he wants to join Japan's team, but only after they make it out alive from the group leagues, because they need to be able to win without Sai in the first place. But the real reason he wants to join is because to defeat Spain, and it's self-explanatory after the last chapter that Sai has some beef with Bunny and he wants to clear it up. And Barattuta confirms 1 spot for him, leaving only 2, which I think will be Nagi and Kira. Nagi only under specific conditions because he doesn't want to betray Blue Lock, but Barattuta won't leave him simply. Some reconsiderations and maybe he joins back. But Barattuta's main goal is to take down Ego with a literal panel showing Ego getting shot, which made me think about Ego's past. What has Ego done so much that people are trying to take him down completely? I mean, he was a footballer back in the day, someone who rivaled Noah, and what I personally think is that it's not Barattuta who wants his downfall, but Ray Dark. till now I haven't seen Ray Dark interacting with Ego at all, and I guess that interaction is obviously kept for the World Cup arc. But I personally think during Ego's time as footballer, it can be that he had some disease or weakness that brought him down, but it can also be that. But I personally think the factor which brought him down was politics, because and that's what stopped Japan from winning in the first place. This could explain why he's so into making the world's best striker rather than being the world's best striker, and why Isagi said he's the patron of his dreams, because he might be the man who will be the person he never had, an external influence and an intelligent coach who will protect players from falling down like he once had to. But that's just my opinion. Do let me know your thoughts. If you're new to this, do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.